Last time on and Prince Doge fight over who will marry Princess Derpina. Twilight Sparkle and Elon Musk have become lovers, ending the love triangle between Elon Musk and Dio. The Everyone Ping steals away Derpina's face and the party is paid to recover it. Derpina is given permission to marry rather than Prince Doge. And lastly, and friends continue to scour the ends of the earth for more money. And speaking of collecting more money, this video is sponsored by Monster Legends Collect All.
Poggers.
Monster Legends is a free mobile game that you can get on Android and iOS using my link in the description. Your goal in Monster Legends Collect All is to collect all of the Monster Legends, choose their skill sets, and form your unique strategy in action-packed battles. Create your personal base, fill it with habitats for your favorite creatures, and then take 2 of your strongest monsters with different elements and characteristics, and breed them to create incredible new species. The game boasts real-time PvP where you can fight against your friends to prove you are the superior gamer, and you can earn exclusive monsters by teaming up with the greatest of the monster masters in epic team wars. There are over 300 different monsters to collect, and since there are new events every week, there's always an opportunity to send your most powerful monster into the fray. Best of all, Dream Minecraft is playable. Yes! I've always wanted this YouTuber to lead my monster armies into battle. This is a dream come true!
Oh, brother!
Once you download the game using my link in the description, you'll get a special reward worth $30, available only until July 3rd. You'll get 50,000 food, the epic monster Kaori, 300,000 gold, and 10 gems. Thank you, Monster Legends, for sponsoring the video. And now, behold! The 3rd chapter in the great Miitopia saga! The journey continues. 4 incredible friends, with 2 pairs of lovers in between, have begun the next stage of their adventure to find and defeat the Everyone Ping, and make a metric shitload of money on the way. These fearless warriors have laughed together and cried together, quarreled with each other and forgave each other, battled together and played together, and even though they had only known each other for a few days, felt that they were truly family. And even if the Dark Lord were to steal her friends and lover away from her, she would travel to the ends of the earth to find— oh, I wonder who those guys were. Last night, the Dark Lord did the worst thing imaginable. He placed a curse on that sealed away her magical girl powers, and nothing else important. Luckily for us, our guardian spirit, who I actually haven't mentioned since the beginning of the story, whoops, was ready for this to happen, and in order to combat this curse, he had prepared something special for us. Behold! The overwhelming power of a magical anime cat girl magical girl. Trademark symbol. And now that we have everything that we can possibly need, it is now time. Next door awaits a new land, new possibilities. What creatures and new me's lurk in this barren wasteland? Oh shit, is that a pile of dirt? The cat senses are tingling. However, realizes that manual labor is hard and decides that she'd rather not. Oh shit. Is that a scorpion? With your horse powers and my cat powers, a mere scorpion cannot stand in our path. Is so intelligent! She is so smart that she decides to sit on the cactus. Because she knows that the acupuncture will restore a single hit point. Dances, proud of herself for being so intelligent. Cat continues through the desert long into the night until she and Maximus make it to the first inn of next door. And early in the morning, the doorbell rings. Apparently, the guardian spirit, let's just call him Jim for now, has summoned some new adventurers. I can't imagine where he could have gotten them from. So behold, our first ever party member ever, Barry B Benson. Barry waves hello, so now the 2 are best friends, and they set out to find the rest of the companions that Jim graciously acquired for us. Meets the great sage, handsome Squidward, who doesn't realize that she was missing her magical girl powers, but lets her know that he's missing a very important and dangerous lamp. We obviously know nothing about it, so we continue to make our way through next door. We were discussing how walking through the sand improves your core muscles when we were presented the option to take the safe path or the risky path. And since we aren't bitches who want to play on easy mode, we're gonna go the risky. Oh, don't mind me. Oh shit. Is that a pile of dirt? Barry must dig. After digging for 12 seconds, Barry gets really tired, but that doesn't stop him. Barry continues to dig and hurts himself until he finally pulls the bag of money out of the ground. To which, immediately wakes up and claps for his success. She's very impressed. When we arrive at the next inn, we are introduced to the second companion that Jim Isekai, procured for us, Mr. Beast, who unfortunately couldn't bring his money with him after his untimely death. Extended vacation, became a talented and charismatic chef. Since there is no YouTube in the afterlife, Miitopia. There's no YouTube in Miitopia. Before we set off, our current party hangs out to get a feel for each other and begin the process of bonding. Mr. Beast and go to the greenhouse, and for some reason it causes this to happen. Mr. Beast then rides upon Maximus to the island located in the heart of the barren desert and challenges Maximus to catch him for 100,000. Oh yeah, he doesn't have money here. Decides to try out a new hairstyle.
I want to die.
Goes gambling and wins a fancy trip to a resort. She can only bring one person, so she decides to take Mr. Beast, of course. Once they get back, wins a second trip to the same resort and decides that this time she'll switch things up a bit and takes Mr. Beast again. I'm starting to think that likes Mr. Beast a lot more than Barry. I wonder why. The journey to find the third companion begins. It shouldn't take that long to find them, but on the way, exclaims her frustrations with the heat. Mr. Beast notices this and tells her to leave it to him and his greatest superpower, money. Back in his own world, Mr. Beast had so much money that he could turn off the sun at will. But of course he had forgotten that in this world he's got no money. So now, Mr. Beast has a new goal in his new Miitopian life. To have all the money in Miitopia so he can turn off the sun at will once again. And so he continues with his new friends with this quest in mind. On the way, learns a new cat girl skill to assist the team. And now I want to be Isekai'd IRL. Mr. Beast gets smacked around by a herd of Cumulus and instantly rushes to comfort him. Poor Barry's just being left out. Apparently being a legal expert in life doesn't compare to being a former YouTube billionaire. Barry doesn't seem to be jealous though. In fact, he seems to think that the best way to gain friendship is to impersonate Mr. Beast. Keck W finds it hilarious, but Mr. Beast was listening from outside the window. He always knows when people invoke his name, unless you're invoking his name on Twitter, good luck to those who try. Barry meets the roaming gourmet, Minecraft villager from Minecraft, who's just chilling by an oasis eating his meal. He starts choking on his food and dies, allowing Barry to take the food and add it to our inventory. We'll certainly make better use of it. While the party is busy eating the villager's last supper, the camera suddenly shines upon Prince Doge, whose heart is lamenting over losing his betrothed. He hears a voice. Who could it be? Doge sees a magic lamp floating above the sands that requests that Doge free him from the lamp in exchange for any wish his heart desires. His horniness has overwhelmed him. Prince Doge immediately goes ham on stroking the lamp faster than he would stroke his own pet cat's fur. And thus, he made the mistake of releasing the evil spirit back upon the world of Miitopia. EA Games. EA, unsurprisingly, does not fulfill the promise that they make and sets off to put microtransactions and loot boxes into $60 video games again. Probably a greater evil than the @everyone Discord ping, from a certain point of view. Conveniently walks by as EA has already left, and walks up to Doge, who's clearly embarrassed that he released EA, and also pre-ordered Anthem, but that's a different story. He shoves the lamp into our hands, so this is our problem now apparently. The party leaves him be and enters the town of next door. It's been a while since we've seen a peaceful village like Greenhorn, so it's a good time to take a break and get to know the residents of the village. The dancing guide, Lee Monkey, a fair maiden who greets newcomers and sings through the village. Seeing these two beautiful maidens dancing together brings a tear to my eye. The rambling old man, Shadow the Hedgehog, tells us a story about a genie from a lamp that endangered the entire village that went by the name of EA and stole their belongings and sold them copies of the new FIFA that were unchanged from the last iteration. No way that's related to the lamp we currently have. He mentions that since EA was sucked into the lamp by handsome Squidward, it's possible that they've learned their lesson. Highly doubt that. And lastly, he points out just how beautiful Le Monkey is. Please god just isekai me right now. The Shady Merchant family, Lois and Doug Dimmadome. I recognize this guy. He's the owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome. Actually, wait, this can't be him. The real Doug Dimmadome has a giant white hat that you can't miss. This guy's hat is orange. Lois tells that her father is very sick, so she's selling drugs to get money for their family. His coughing is very convincing, but if I gave them my money, then I would have less money, so the only possible thing I can do is pass right by them. There's a good reason why I'm the funniest person in the 5-foot radius of myself. The prickly couple, Skipper and Private. I thought this would be funnier, but it's just kind of eh. And finally, the desert celebrity, Mona Lisa. She tells the traveler that EA had attacked the village and scammed the villagers into buying a sense of pride and accomplishment in exchange for all of their money. We can't let them get away with this. We're supposed to be the ones selling a sense of pride and accomplishment for $60+. We begin to make our way to EA's lair when we once again come into contact with Nintendo's greatest fan, Mr. Chef from PlayStation. He once again tries to advertise Amiibo to us, but little does Nintendo know we are completely immune to advertisements. Reminder to download and play Monster Legends for free on mobile, link in the description. And we continue on our way to stop EA. We arrive at the wetlands and come across a fork in the road. One of these paths is certainly more enticing than the other, and we make our way down the road and collect our well-deserved reward. God! And this is probably the strangest thing I've seen so far. Barry takes his fork and seductively sticks it up her. Are we sure this is a children's game? We arrive at the inn and are greeted by the third companion that Jim summoned for us. But, I'm not sure this is what a Pokemon scientist is supposed to look like. Whatever. Our new companion, Hatterene, I just really like Hatterene, don't judge me, joins the party and now all of our friends are here. But of course, no one, not even, remembers where the fuck they're supposed to be going. So they continue onwards, hoping they'll eventually come across EA and stop them from making money. But we can make money, it's fine if it's me making money. Also, make sure to download Monster Legends for free, the link's in the description. Later on, Hatterene was bored and decided she also wanted to try on a wig like earlier. And while I do want the game to never put wigs on any of these characters ever again, I just want to point out that Hatterene's eyes and mouth move at the same time when she's speaking, which turns this character from mildly cursed to I want to go home, I'm scared. We spot some gold monsters, and since we know that they'll drop lots of money, everyone knows that yellow animals like goldfinches and dart frogs provide gold upon consuming them. We begin to fight them, but they put out a ton of damage. Should I mention that we had to start the desert at level 1? Hatterene starts hacking into them, because that's how that works. Trust me, I majored in computer science. Mr. Beast breathes fire into his donut pan and smacks his enemy. The Snurp readies an attack that would likely one-shot Hatterene, but Mr. Beast is kind and stands in front of her. A noble deed, just unfortunate that the other Snurp goes for him next. Finishes sharpening her claws and unleashes the full fury of an anime cat girl. And Barry, seductively, sticks his fork in her. Are we sure this is a kid's game? With one last charge. Is able to finish off the Snurp so that we can collect their money and keep going. Hatterene proves that she is a master of rock, paper, scissors, and wins 3 times in a row before sensibly taking her earnings and leaving. Certainly a lot better than a certain me whose name escapes me. We also go gambling and manage to win a test tube despite very low odds. Then we meet handsome Squidward again, who tells us the secret incantation needed to imprison EA using his name. And of course, no one remembers his name. I mean, I understand, I wouldn't be able to figure out his name either. Barry and go to the local movie theater, which is located in the, okay, I don't know why I'm still questioning this stuff. And later, the party comes across a giant boulder that is impossible to get past. Honestly, I feel like if they spent more than 15 seconds analyzing it, I think Hatterene could devise a calculated plan to get around the rocks. But the party left immediately, so I guess it just required too much work. So now the only path we can take is the underground maze, which is more of a straight path with branching directions. We make our way through, slaughtering the creatures that live here using the deadly weapons and special abilities that we've acquired on the way. Hatterene and Barry take a trip to the greenhouse to observe the butterflies, and they do whatever the fuck this is supposed to be. Buy some new oven mitts, and while we're traversing the cave, we are approached by the postman, Kronk. Is this the guy who's been constantly finding us and giving us letters? He gives us a new telegram and hurries away. The letter was from none other than Derpina, who decided to stuff a banana in an envelope and told the postman to scour the world to find a hot anime girl to give the rotten banana in a fucking envelope to... Miitopia's bizarre, whatever. The party continues on the path until Hatterene suddenly falls into a hole. Actually, I don't know. Mr. Beast isn't sure yet if it's a hole or not. Hatterene tells us that she'll meet us at the end. How she'll get there, I have no idea. I guess you can call that a plot hole. I can really feel us getting closer to EA, but there's one more obstacle in our path. A cow with a hammer. This thing swings at us for big damage, so Mr. Beast cooks himself up some delicious food to heal himself up. Hatterene's new skill allows her to pour ketchup onto Barry's fork in order to deal a whopping 8 damage. Sharpens her claws and Hatterene drops some ketchup on them for a hit that's a bit better than 8 damage. The cow does manage to knock down, but we are strong enough that Barry can poke this creature down one last time to finish it off. Game's a little too easy, I must say. And now, there's only one thing left to do. We open the door leading to EA's chambers to see that he's loaded with money from all the microtransactions, loot boxes, broken games, shut down studios, shelved game series, etc. By reciting the incantation, shall stop EA in their tracks and save gaming forever. EA!
No!
Bad!
No!
Praise Geraldo!
No!
Remember, kids, greed always comes back to bite you. EA in his final moments. Thanks Monster Legends for sponsoring the video, and reminds the audience that you can check out everything the game has to offer for free today using the link in the description. Once again, thank you Monster Legends for sponsoring the video, and wait, guys, what'd I do?